Hi there, and welcome to hi there, and welcome to Graham's Guide. I love a prop, but I'm not very good with them. For anybody who's a Star Trek fan, you probably recognize this as a communicator. No, as a what is it, Jay? A tricorder, not a communicator. But nevertheless, I kind of enjoyed the sight gag. Because actually it would be ineffective as a communicator when it's a tricorder. Okay, moving right on. So today I'm talking about communication, if you hadn't already guessed. And you'll see on my agenda there, I've got ELA communication, Canvas posts and replies, and language registers to chat about. So let's get straight into ELA communication. I want to go to the discussion boards. Let me go to group 4 and into the general Q&A. In fact, this post that I'm going to show you, and as I've said before, you need to be watching this on a large screen. If you're watching this on a mobile screen, you're not going to see too much, but I'll tell you what you're looking at anyway. This is a post that I put in the social forum, but I've now moved it into the general forum as well. And it just talks about student communications best practice. And I just go through 3 different ways that students communicate. The first one is in the discussion forums. The second one is in Canvas, where students tend to communicate with each other. And the last one is in the Outlook email or Outlook inbox, and that's where most of the formal communication occurs between yourself and the university, and that includes communication with me as well. So if you need to let me know that you're sick or something like that, you would send me an email. You would not send me a Canvas message. Or if you've, and if you don't receive an answer from me straight away, it's because ELAs are not working every day, and the standard of service is up to 48 hours for us to reply to your email. Nevertheless, if you wanted to follow up, you could follow up after the first day. And I've mentioned that there. So you could follow up, say, 24 to 48 hours after having sent your first email to let me know or ask me some question by email. Alrighty, so that's ELA communication. Oh, the other thing just on that while I'm here is that generally I go, like when I start my day, I go into the discussion boards first. So I'll go in and I'll look for any questions that might be appearing in the discussion boards and answer all of those first, and usually takes me most of the morning. And then I don't look at my emails until towards the end of the day. I try and capture them all at the one time. So any emails that come in overnight or during the day, I won't see them until possibly 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So it might take me 24 hours to see an email from when you send it. Whereas if you've got a question about the assignments or about the discussion boards, then it's probably best to ask those in the discussion boards or in the Q&A section of the discussion boards. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. I'll just go back across. So in our discussions, there are these pinned discussions at the top. So there's general Q&A, and I suggest if you don't know where to put a question, just put it in the general Q&A, and that's the first place I'm looking to find any questions that you might have raised. And then if you're asking about a specific assignment, well, then you could ask it within the discussion forum for that assignment. If you're asking questions about a weekly activity, for example, the week 3 activity, you would go into the week 3 discussion, or if it's the week 4 activity, the week 4 discussion. And these discussion board, when you ask questions in the discussion boards, I'm going to see those first thing in the morning, almost. That could be 5, 6, or 7 days a week. I will go in and I'll check the discussion board posts somewhere before midday anyway. It might be as early as 6 o'clock if I'm up early in the morning. But generally I've looked at those discussion board posts before midday, and I've replied to any questions that you may have raised in the discussion boards. So For a quick response, ask in the discussion boards. If you're asking by email, it might take at least 24 hours for me to get back to you if in the email. That's right. Okay, so I've covered ELA communication, Canvas posts and replies. Okay, so let's go into the week 4 discussion. When you're replying to a post, like this activity here, the task, when you're replying to the task, I recommend replying here, directly under the task, here where it says write reply. When you're replying to a post, reply to this reply that's within the post. So if it's to the task, reply at the top. If you're replying to the task, reply here at the top. But if you're replying to one of your colleagues' posts or to one of my posts, then reply to the actual post using the reply here. That's all I wanted to say about Canvas posts and replies. Oh, except of course that it is a great courtesy to respond to one or two of your colleagues' posts. That's always recommended. What else did I want to say here? I don't think anything else I wanted to say here. What's on third on my agenda? Language registers. Language registers. I want to go to the week 4.6 discussion. Let me go back to the homepage for our unit. And then the modules. And then down to module 4.1. So this, as I mentioned before, this week's topic is communication and includes some information on using different language registers. So let me just click through to the next page. So here is where it talks about language registers, and as you click on each of these, it will provide you with a description underneath of what it's talking about. I am going to provide another reading actually by Brown, who also talks about language registers. So look out for that. I'll probably try and upload it before I post this Friday live video. So there's some information about the language registers. And let's go to the next page. Oh, there was that video you could watch about language registers as well. And here we talk about spoken and unspoken messages. Now, this is going to be critical for when you're writing up assignment 2, because you're going to have to identify some spoken or unspoken messages in the communication that you see in assignment 2. So spoken messages and unspoken messages, it's a bit of, it's what you might feel. So this could be different in different cultures. So in some cultures, an unspoken message might be obvious, whereas in other cultures, it may not be so obvious. So this is sort of very subjective, what is a spoken and unspoken message. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because there's not really a right or wrong answer here. You just go with your instincts about what you think the spoken message is, and that's usually what's actually said. And the unspoken message is what might be interpreted by what's being said. So if I said to you, quiz 1 is on this week, and watching my video will help you achieve your best outcome for the week 1, for the assignment 1, quiz 1. That's a fairly standard message. But if I said, watching this video will help you out with assignment 1, quiz 1, well then there's an unspoken message there. It might infer that watching this video is a really good way to get, perhaps I'm giving you some, I'm providing I'm giving you directions toward how you might find answers for the week 1, quiz 1. I'm not saying that necessarily. Is that a spoken or an unspoken? And now I'm just being confusing. Okay, just Let's move on. Okay. Next. Okay, so I'm just going through all of these modules in module 4. In week 4. So style guides and referencing. So in different organizations, such as in universities or in businesses, they may have a style guide. The Swinburne University Communications Department has a style guide. So if any of the academics at Swinburne want to write a press release or want to communicate with another university, they could go to the Swinburne University Style Guide to make sure that they're communicating the way that the university intends for that communication to happen. So that might include using the correct letterhead. So letterheads change from time to time. In the most updated style guide of an organization, they should mention which is the most recent letterhead that should be used. Or it might be your email signature. Email signatures in businesses also change. So this should be found in the style guide of the organization. And this sort of, conformity to the style guide is important because, as it says here, it helps with the branding of the organization. It also ensures that the communication is coherent and cohesive. Everyone's speaking with a similar voice from the organization. So that's that 4.4. You can read more about that there. And on to the 4.5 activity. This just provides you with 2 different reference lists, one reference list here on the left and one here on the right. Which one is better? Well, it's kind of obvious, but I'll let you work through that. And then on to the next, which is the discussion, which is what I've just been in, so I won't go any further there. Alrighty, well, that was really all I wanted to talk to you about today. Those 3 things: ELA communication, Canvas posts and replies, and just a little bit about the language registers. If you've got any questions about any of these things, including the quiz, pop them into the discussion boards where you'll get my fastest reply. Thanks very much for watching today, and I'll catch up with you in the discussions. Bye for now.